right, we're back with another episode of the Marketing Medic. I am your host, Anthony Clark, and also the founder of ACC Unlimited, the digital marketing agency for restaurants and hospitality brands. Today is no different from another episode, but we have a special guest. We have a special guest, and today we have Anna, the co-founder or founder. I always get these mixed up with people.
I'm a co-founder.
Co-founder of Dora's Bakery and Bistro, Miami's only 100% gluten-free bakery. So, my team and I, when we're doing research and trying to figure out who should be a guest on the podcast, we always look for these interesting details. And that is the detail that jumped out at us, right? 100% gluten-free. As an agency that works with a number of brands, we come across this question a ton, right? We get messages, hey, do you guys have any gluten-free items? Hey, is there gluten? Things like that. And so it sparked the idea or sparked a question in my head. It's like, okay, where did this come from? I feel like people have started asking these questions a lot within like the last recent years. And so when I came across your brand, I said, well, who better to talk to than Doris? So Anna, thank you for joining the podcast today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you. So, Anna, can you tell us a little bit about Dora's and the inspiration that came, inspiration behind it?
Yeah. Okay, Dora, as you know, my name is Anna, but Dora was my husband's grandmother. She had celiac disease. Of course, she would be like 105 years old now. At that time, nobody knew what celiac disease was. So, but she realized that wheat flour was making her sick. So she started to like kind of develop her own recipes with tapioca flour that she was bringing from Brazil because we're from Uruguay, and at that time tapioca flour was, not popular in Uruguay. So she started baking her own breads, and she saw that that was not hurting her stomach. So
Hmm.
that's why we decided to name the store after her and the company. You know, celiac disease is something that runs in my husband's family. So he has some nieces and nephews with celiac. And then when they were coming here to Miami to visit, I realized that I didn't have anything to give them because, kids, you want to give them a cupcake, a piece of cake or something like that, or
Hmm.
pasta or things that you eat every day that you don't even realize that, but it's part of your food. So I started like seeing, okay, how can I bake a cake or without flour? Imagine nobody would think about baking a cake without flour.
Right.
So, well, that's how it started. And then we realized that there was nothing here in Miami with good food. You can buy ultra processed things in the supermarkets, but not natural food that you would feed your kids.
Mhm.
So that's how the whole thing started.
Got you. Got you. And have you always been into baking?
Yes, yes, since I was little.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. So who inspired you to get into baking?
Well, my grandmother was a great cook, and I'm not so much into cooking food, but I like baking and desserts and all that. So I always
Gotcha.
bake cakes in my house when I was bored.
Hmm. Nice. So this business was birthed out of a need.
Yeah,
So you're right.
exactly,
So you have your family into town, and you're like, wait, I can't find a cake or a sweet treat to
exactly,
give them.
exactly.
Okay. So what's the next step after that? So you identify the need, and what's the next step?
Well, the next step was creating the business. That was the most difficult thing because there's nobody here that teaches you how to bake gluten free.
Hmm.
There's a company in Spain that you can fly them over, and they would teach you. And we started. My husband's cousin is the co-founder with me, so she found someone in Uruguay that she could teach us, how to go, let's say, professional, because I knew how to cook like two, three things, but you need to
Hmm.
have a portfolio, let's say, of
Yes.
items. Store. So we flew her several times, and she she was the one who trained us, me and also the employees, of course, and to
Mhm.
make all the things, not all, but most of the things we have
Right. Okay, got it. And were you guys in business before Dora's, or was this a first business venture for you all?
And no, I worked corporate for 30 years.
Okay.
So it was my first business venture. Well, I'm also in real estate, but has nothing to do with food, let's say.
Right, right. So how was
So
that, right? So going from corporate to launching Dora's, what was that like? What was that
it's
transition like for you?
it's it's totally different because when you're in corporate, you work 9 to 5, Monday
Mhm.
through Friday. You have your vacations, you turn off your phone,
Yep.
you go home, you sold, you didn't sell, you didn't sell. It's not your neck on the line. When
Mhm.
you have your own business, it's your money at stake. So it's a whole different dynamics.
Indeed. Okay, great. And then what year was that Dora was birthed?
We opened in May 2019, but we were working in the project for like 2 years before that.
Got you. Okay, so
Yeah.
2019, and then we know what happens right after 2019, COVID times. Can you walk us through what that was like as a new bakery, and
Of
not only a
course.
new bakery, but a niche bakery? So tell us about that.
Yeah, it was very tough because we were growing, like, we opened, we were double digit growth until March. That was the shutdown. And well, I think we closed a few days, and then we stayed open Wednesday to Sunday for 2, 3 years. And it was terrible. I didn't want to cut the employees because everybody needs their job.
Mhm.
So we came up with deliveries, ourselves, and also with frozen items.
Mm.
That category grew a lot. Now we,
Mhm.
we sell a lot of frozen items now,
Mhm.
and also shipping. So we
Wow.
do ship as well to all continental US.
Mhm.
Not all the products are available for shipping,
Mhm.
but we do have a vast quantity of items that we can ship.
Beautiful. So out of this tumultuous time came innovation. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
beautiful.
You always
That's
have to
beautiful.
find an opportunity in every disaster or everything bad that happens. There's always an
Mhm.
opportunity.
Got you, got you. Okay. Yeah, I totally agree with that. So when I'm hearing you speak about Dora's and the inspiration behind it and what you guys are doing operationally, where do you see Dora's heading into like the next few years? Right now we're in this very weird time in the restaurant business,
Mm-hmm.
particularly in South Florida.
Yep.
Uh, Everyone's feeling it. Every big corporation is going down the going down the value lane, right? Trying to create value meals, extra value meals. So, how is Doors operating in this time where the consumers are having a really hard time spending?
Well, we are always very caution. We did not want to add more employees, or we just want to manage with what we have.
Hmm.
I do cover a lot of things in the store. Um, what we would like to do, the direction that we would like to go, is to get more wholesale accounts,
Mm,
like supermarkets,
yes.
or we had a very good customer that they had 5 stores. They were an organic customers who were baking their own products, but they closed, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Lots of big people have closed.
Yeah.
So we do have one now, and that's what we would like to do. Sell more to cafeterias,
Hmm.
to supermarkets, and eventually we would like to expand to other points of the US, because we do have customers that come to Miami from all US. They,
Hmm.
oh, if you can be in Oregon, oh, if you can be in Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult for us as a small company to do
Hmm.
all that, but maybe we can do franchisings or
Hmm.
something like that.
Yeah, I love that, right? Like I told you before, right? I don't have a gluten allergy or
Uh-huh.
anything of that sense. But the only snacks that I buy in the store are from the company Simple Mills, right?
Okay.
And so I'm a big fan of their cookies and things like that. And I know they use a lot of gluten-free ingredients and such.
Hmm.
Of course, I'm aware that it's processed, right? So there's something in there. But I am a big fan of that young lady's story and how she was able to sell that business for, I forgot the enormous amount of money. But that tells me that that category is in huge demand, and I feel like Dora's is perfect for that, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I love that. Okay, great. Well, thank you for sharing that. I think that's a beautiful story that you shared, and I love what you guys are doing. And obviously, people love what you guys are doing, right? So I can't wait to visit the shop and get some snacks and baked goods for myself.
Oh, great.
Yes, indeed. Well, tell the people where they can find Dora's, please.
Okay, we are in Coral Gables. The address is 3822 Southwest 8th Street. We are between Galeano and Ponce de Leon. The
Mhm.
parking is in the back. There's plenty parking. Our phone number is 305-665-7818. We are open Monday through Thursdays, 8 to 3, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8 to 6.
I love that. I love that. Okay. And Anna, before I let you go, I just have
Mhm.
one major question. If you can think throughout your career as an entrepreneur and in your journey with Dora's, what is the number one lesson that you've learned over time that you would like to share with an aspiring restaurant owner or a current restaurant owner or someone in the industry?
I would say do not give up. Stones in your path are very common, and you'll have lots of problems and a lot of things. But if you have a dream and you envision your business in a long term, you don't have to give up.
I love that. I love that. It sounds so simple, but
But it's so
it,
difficult.
it's so difficult and it's so
Yeah.
true.
Yes. Yes.
When I ask that question, I think there's been quite a few guests that have shared that same sentiment. And when people say it, I can hear the listener saying, "Ah, don't give up." Okay, well, that's the magic sauce, but it really is. It really
Exactly.
is. Yeah,
Exactly.
it really
Exactly.
is.
Especially when
Okay.
money is tight.
Yeah, don't exactly. That's when most
In
people
these
give up.
times, it's very difficult.
Hmm. Indeed, indeed. Well, listen, guys, follow Dora Gluten-Free on Instagram. That's the Instagram page. Check them out, give them a follow. And if you're in Miami or Coral Gables, swing by, get you a nice cake or, a nice treat. You deserve it for listening to this episode. And thank you so much, guys, for listening. Listen, if you like this episode, please save it, share it, like it, all the good stuff. Share it with a friend. And I appreciate all the comments that we get. I've been out. This happened recently. I was out somewhere, and somebody walked up on me and said, "Hey, I really enjoyed your episode with blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. That was nice." So, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate all the ears that we get and all the eyeballs. So, thank you all, Anna. Thank you for your time. I truly appreciate you. And yeah, if nothing else, peace, blessings, cheers.